Hello everyone, this is Modestas, and today I would like to show you how to upgrade your solution from your current version to the latest Appframe. Here I have some documentation article, you can find it on the docs, and now I will switch on to my restored solution, which I'm going to upgrade. This solution is quite old, it's coming from 2019 when it was only updated version 2. So what I will do, I will just press a frame, check for updates, and by the way, before starting any big big update process, you should always try to do a backup first, because sometimes if it's a small update it's okay, but we are going to go from version 2 to version 4, so there might be really breaking stuff which might not always work. So just do backup first. So we have some updates here. Let's press check for update once more time. When we are scheduling them, schedule and schedule. So what's interesting stuff about these updates are it's that it's being run by this task service. So task service user needs to have proper permissions, and here we can see that our list is decreasing, so let's just wait. So after running for a long time, I finally got some errors, and I would like to show you how to fix them. So we can see them by clicking here. I'm just like sorting, and I see that website CMS articles version 291 has some error. Constraint could not be dropped. Well, in Updater we don't have many options how to check what's inside, but what we can do is we can open another client who has that version. I will just scroll a bit. Version, I am just on the same object which is being updated. It's articles, it's a table, and version is 292. So what we have here, I see that there is check if object ID is null, but I guess this was changed after some time, but it's not fixed initially. So what we can do, we just need to copy that and try on our database to run it manually to see what happens. So I'm doing the same, I'm hitting F5, I see an error. So basically idea is that there is no such constraint. So what we can do, I would say that because we don't need to drop it, so I would assume we just skip it. How to skip it? Well, for that purpose we need to use Scale Management Studio. So I have this table here, and this table we hold all our updates, downloaded ones, and when I'm hitting F5 I see that I'm getting line with an error. So what I need to do, I just need to skip it. I can do it like this, to use this update ID, where update ID equals this one, sorry, where update ID equals this one, some typo stuff. Let's use autocomplete, and now I'm hitting F5. So when I will return here, I see that it started over to move forward. So that's for now. Let's wait for other issues if they appear, but there are several ways how to get this specific transaction which is not being applied. So one thing is to check another solutions, how we did now, but as we saw that this I guess this wouldn't have failed, but it could be that we have something different. At least on this solution it's like this, but it's not sure what's in the source. So another way would be to go to website. I have I have it somewhere here. Yeah, I have it here. So I even have it open. Uh, if you see, if you will check documentation, you will see that path to all our downloaded updates is in on a web server. It's on cdisk users. It's a task service user which is running this update. Updata local Appframe core assembly loader. PIMS. It's a solution. It's a database name, and it's then it's a source from where we are downloading, and Appframe that we are downloading Appframe. So there we had issues with specific update. That specific update we can find by update ID. Let's just remember which update was it. It's 21,550. So I'll just gonna find it in this folder. I have it here. If I open it, I can see a SQL statement which will run. So if I open it, I can see actual statement which will run, and this failed. So in such cases there are several scenarios. We can either just skip it if we see that it's not actual, or we can just add the additional statement here with checking and just update that transaction, not to skip but to just to resume it, I mean to be as scheduled, and then the update process will continue. So that's how we can fix various errors with Updater v2. Let's check what we have there. So it's still running, so let's wait, and I will come back to you later. And after some time waiting, I decided to close and reopen application, and I see that I got completely different application. Well, it's not completely different, it's just this message saying that something is different, and I have still 27 updates scheduled. When I open it, I can see that these are only assemblies and one update which I skipped and applied manually. So I'm not sure why. First of all, I might not be sure why they keep spinning, but after investigating further, I found out that this update is not applying duplicates, so it means it applies only latest versions. It leaves all the versions behind, and just a drawback that it's still going there. And to check that, you can always check in assemblies. So for instance, maybe I'll just open SQL Management Studio. I just wrote the query which gets all scheduled update. I order by object ID and version descending. So what I can see, if I take Web Aspos library, latest version coming from updater is 21455, right? And if I go to application assemblies, if I check that, so I have version 21575. So this version is much higher, and basically yeah, it's the same for all these assemblies. So I can just be calm and just do like this, set status skip where update is scheduled. You can, of course, maybe it's better for you to check it all, but I did it in background already, so I know that all these versions are just lower versions duplicate, so they're just not applied. So I just do like this. Of course, it's not necessary, just to have empty list, and now I can see that I don't have anything else. Yeah, let's continue to Updater v3. After doing upgrade, I can see this message. If I click that one, it will open me documentation site, which leads here not an actual article, but from this point I can go to actually it's not working on Internet Explorer, so I will better use Chrome or other modern browser, but what I see, I can see this message saying that I need to use new updater, and use new updater button is here. Of course, I can use Win version, and I guess web version should be also available. So I will come back in some time. I will prepare for updater v3. So just to begin with, I made already backup before starting updater v3, v2, sorry, and now I think I don't need to make a backup because I have it already. So I'm just going to this documentation article and checking out what needs to be done. So here I can see that this switch is intended. Our database is fully updated. Make sure that users running is a member of updater. So I'll just pick this query, open it here in DB manager. I will alter F updater and add myself into this list, into updater. Yes. So good to go. Let's move forward. So I added myself into this role. Now I need to add myself into database managers table. Database managers table, it's well, database managers. Of course, you need to be DB owner or something like that in order to have permissions to insert into it. So I can check database managers where login equals myself. Am I there or not? It's a new database from some old solution, so I might not be there. Oh, by the way, I'm here, but if you're not, just make sure you're in this table. So let's move to our docs. I'm in database managers. User applying updates should have full permissions. So I guess I'm DB owner, so I should be able to do that. Also, I have updater roles and some other system engineer roles, so I should be able to do everything else. Yeah. So if in the beginning I just checked in web, actually we don't have DB updater article for that one. We should export some site, import it, so but I will skip that step. I won't do that at the moment, because I guess we are fine to go only with our Win client, and also later I can show you other ways how to download it. So let's go to another step. It seems that we need to apply permissions, just to be sure that everything is ready, because it's not always like some job running this procedure. In future you won't need that anymore, but since we're working on quite old database, we still need that. So while it's running, let's move on through the list. Yes, so there's some differences. I don't have web client, but I have only Win project. Difference between them is, main difference is web app is using server-side download. It means if server-side is behind firewall, you might not be able to access this update API, so you may not be able to download it. But Win project is using client-side, so it's downloading. So my personal PC should have access to this one. So in those cases we don't have ways how to download, use Win project always. Yes, so here we have some switch overview. Usual upgrade can be done in Articledb Updater, but we don't have it because I would need to export some sites from somewhere, but I won't do that. Instead of, I will just go to Win client and press this button, download updates. And that's it. Let's wait. So after waiting for a while, all download is finished. What I wanted to show you more, that you could use some API like Apidb Updater. Well, this is a hidden feature, not very often used. Maybe I'm not used to, I don't remember using it, but still we have that. So it's calling code module, and it has two buttons, which one is downloading updates and another is applying updates. And this one is already using server side web server to download them. But for now, let's stick with Win Client because we don't have much things to choose from in the web. In the web, we started to use web only after in Updater v4 because we had to do many pimp my site and so on. So let's move on. I'm just hitting apply updates and wait. So we have our first error. I just did the trick. I just searched for the problem, but what we can do also, we can filter it here by error. So we have this statement, and its statement fails. It says that error in that line and that object do not exist. So what I can do, I just can copy that to SQL. Can just our statement just like this. I can create that object on this specific database. Yep, it's created, and then I can just reset status to 0. It's ready, and just hit apply button and wait for other changes. And I got yet another error. So it says that some article compare procedure is not something inside does not have namespace ID. So feedback. Oh, and I see such error whenever this min project might be updated. So what I will just do, I will just close it, and I will open check for updates once more. It's still older one, but from here I can access this updater. So now I can filter post status to and articles compare. So I have this compare, some namespace ID was not present. I can try searching for it, namespace ID like this, match case, find next, nothing was found. But the problem here is, I guess it's because namespace ID does not exist in some view, for instance this one, right? And I guess this one has namespace ID. I just added in a source to refresh view for this, but we can try to do the same and see if that error is fixed. So what I do, I just go to DB manager and I remove that one. I have this sp refresh view articles, or I can run refresh all views, doesn't matter, but I just choose specific to be faster. So I just refreshed it, and let's go to our updater, let's change status to 0, and let's hit apply, and we are waiting. So I just got in a situation when Win client just died and everything turned off. So I just reopened everything again. I opened a DB Updater. Of course I can't see any status, is it running or not. So I just tried to press apply updates again, and I see that the skill update engine is already busy. Check some view. So that means that I should not be afraid, and updater is still running. I just need to wait. And I will find the query. Meanwhile, I will find the query for you and will add into documentation how to check is it really doing anything. We'll come back to you shortly. And after some waiting and checking, my updater just stopped. I just pressed apply again, but after some time something has changed and I just needed to reload this all my Win client. So let's log in again. Time to time it could be that the update process is interrupted and it just stops, and we just need to wait for a while, but I guess it's no longer 10 or 20 minutes. Of course, it's a bit pity that we have no indication is it running or not, but it just happens. So now after restart, I'm just checking if there are no errors. Oh, by the way, actually there is an error, and it says something about let's check. Modules does not match any valid Appframe namespace, so it means that problem here is in this naming. It's case sensitive, so I just make it like this. Also, oh, by the way, in the beginning I couldn't use these save and cancel buttons because they were not working, but because DB Updater updated itself, so that bug is fixed. So from now on we can fix SQL inside this application. So when you will be somewhere in the middle, you won't need as management studio so often. So I just changed that one. Let's put it to ready and let's hit apply update once more. Okay, I just got another issue. Unique constraints, still something not right. Website CMS modules. Oh, okay, it's this one, not this one. Like this. Website CMS. Okay, let's hit save and let's reset status to 0 and let's hit apply. Nope, it still doesn't like me. So I just checked the namespace name, what it should be like. So it's like this. I guess it's very actual in that, and I see that there are two namespaces actually with the same name, so it's also bug. But because of database namespaces will be not used soon, so I will not do anything. But for this case, I'm just going to use this namespace from there. So I guess this was a case, and I guess I didn't need to change that one. And also another nasty thing you can see here is that we have one name but another object. Time to time it might happen that we need to add some fix in between, so that's why it's here. So let's change it to 0 and let's hit apply update once more. Let's see what it gives, and actually it's running. So let's wait for other issues. I just received another error which tries to insert F namespaces article, and it says that there is a conflict, and for this foreign key relationship I assume that we don't have a template. Well, this could happen because all updater we do was for a whole year, and it could happen that some objects were not created and deployed, so that's why it's not there. But this article is not critical and it's under frame, so I'll just put it on hold for future for later to check. So let's move on. We are almost finished. So we get one of our intended errors, which says you need to apply some manual step. Please copy script of verify the Dell permission ID 2085 procedure and apply it manually. You will need to disable database trigger in order to launch it. Yeah, so idea of this error is we can't change database trigger because it's always working, and we can't change it to procedure which requests more parameters when it has. So idea would be like this: we take 2085 script. Let's move on to 2085, 2085, right? We have this script, so let's just copy it. Another thing what we can do with updater is disable trigger. We can't do that, so I'll just copy this one in a new query. I will uncomment those out and enabling and disable. So I will run this one. Sorry, I need to do some this one. Create our okay, so let's do like this. Let's disable it. Let's alter it. I don't know what's happening, so just we'll do it in that way. I will enable it as soon as possible. So we have applied that update. What we will do next is I will just set this as applied because we applied it. I can't it. Okay, so let's do it on hold then. Doesn't want me to do some such things. Escape. Okay, so it's 0 if I can't change from 0 to 4. Okay, anyway, if we can't do that, let's leave it as it is. But what we can do, okay, it got stuck a bit. Anyway, let's filter for status 2 now. Let's remove this filter, so we are here now. Let's change status to ready. Let's remove SQL before because we did that already, and let's hit apply update once more. So now all of the updates are applied. We have still one on hold. Actually, we can try that one now. If I press apply, let's see. No, it still not allows me. Still this thing is missing. Anyway, like I said, this one is not important, so we can leave it as on hold or just delete. I'm not sure. It depends if you are willing to deploy it further from this solution or not. Actually, with Updater v3 it's also possible to deploy from a solution. Okay, so let's head to our doc site. Here's our solution. I hope it's not broken. Yeah, I have some permission missing, but it's not important now. So idea of Updater version 3 was we were able to update web stuff, but it was updating Appframe hostname instead of PIMSweb hostname. So we need to do this pimp my site procedure. Basically, it means updating sys objects from one hostname to another. So from here, I'll just grab this one, and because all our frame host is updated, I will do this one. So if I go to DB manager, maybe I'll just wipe everything out here. Let's do like this and press execute. Those ones who has different hosts than PIMSweb, I guess you should create PIMSweb host name for all development tools to work from. And yeah, with Updater version 4 you will already have namespace mapping where you can just map all web updates to your specific hosting. So let's wait while it runs. So ping my site is done. What we need to do else is update actually a production site. Well, it's not production. It means that we have different aliases which can be configured on different site status. So for production sites, we need to publish all articles. We need to how to say, publish stuff in order for them to start working. And for testing purposes we have only this one. So my site, it's my site alias is this one, and it's production, so basically I should not have anything now available. So what I need to do, I need to do copy test to production. I will just pick everything. We'll do like this, and copy test and production, it copies all site script templates and so on, but in order to access all development tools and Updater v4, we need to publish all apps as well. So to do that we have this button here, Pim's web, mass publish. Let's add description here, and now we wait. So after waiting for a long time, my publish all articles failed, so I'll just head to documentation site, and I just found out that my is basically only production only host. I'm not able to access test based site, so, and also because publish all apps failed, I just used this one, publish all system objects. I just actually did it. It ran successfully on the database. I just said that I need to publish everything from Pim's web. So let's go to our site, and by the way, we are almost finished everything. I'm not doing update source that way because it was done already. I mean, if you just migrating from version 2 to version 3, this should be autofilled, so I don't need to do anything. I can basically switch to other migration from Updater v3 to v4. So let's check out, because I should have Updater article. Let's check it out. Updater, and I guess it might not work as expected because I'm getting some strange errors. So let's head to this one. There are some changes written, but also we need to add this HTTP module, which basically use newer scripts minifier to uglifier to provide scripts for production host. So I'm just running this one. I did that. By the way, after doing all these steps, I still need to apply permissions and refresh all views, just in case if it was not done by some job, a SQL job. So let's get it back to documentation. I saw those scripts somewhere here, so I need this one, right? Just run this one like this. By the way, all means it will not loop through. All means it will loop through all objects. If I won't have all, it would pick up only newly created objects. Basically, it would be enough just to call like this by default with all 0, because I'm not sure, but it's just in case, like I said. So let's wait while it's running, and let's find out our refresh all views procedure. We can do it here. Start procedures, filter, refresh all. If I remember correctly, it's called something like that. And we should have several of them. So refresh all views, this one. So after running this one, I will prepare this. So let's just do like this, or maybe just we can do it in separate window simulationsly, and I'm hitting F5. And now we wait. So after running refresh all views, it failed because there were really many errors from A namespace. I mean, many application objects failed. So then I tried to add filter. Basically, first parameter for our refresh all views is filter, and also, as you see, I changed the not to have refresh all views too, because it seems it had some issues. So I just changed to refresh all views, LR one, older one. So at this point this is still working, and I assigned s% as a filter, so now it run okay. Also my apply permission finished. So let's just go to our site. As you can see, I already started testing if everything is alright. What I did also in addition, I just reloaded app domain, checked if some articles are really updated, and I see that I have new site setup, so I guess it should be fine. And also what I did, I tried reloading this one, but it seems it's still not working with this reload model function. When I tried to dig into, I found out that DevTools not TS but GS file has nothing to show. So what I did, site setup is also using Monaco, so I can't use that one, so I can go to old one Wing client, and as I can see, for some reasons these DevTools were not published. I'm really not sure why. So what I will just do, I will just copy this over here. For now I can't fix it for you, so you just need to remember this step of what, just to copy DevTools over, and let's check if now it's okay. Loading, it's doing something, and if you're waiting, it's a good sign because it seems that it okay. Now I get refused to create worker from blah 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 blah, so it says that some web configuration is not done properly. Well, I guess it's still not working. Okay, it's not working because there are no updates. This is Updater version 4 and it does not have any update, so there's no data to show. This should have a fallback. I mean, I should contact Cloud Team and ask them to fix webconfig for me, but for now I can live with that, so it's okay. Yeah, so now we don't have any updates. I'm just to verify if everything is fine with Monaco, so we can see it here that we still have this error. It basically has a fallback not to use worker, but in normal solution I should have fixed that, but our Monaco is working and we should be able to see all the scripts in Updater v4. So what so far? So let's switch to that one. We did already this one, known issues. Running updates has typical permission to all. Some development articles are using TypeScript files. Yeah, so basically this one, and this you should read. For me, I hope those things won't be an issue yet. So what I do, I just hit download, right? And now I will just wait for my download to finish. So my download just finished and I got some download failed for namespace nugget. Update engine already busy. Well, I really don't know why I got it. It shouldn't be a case, but it could be that some other processes tried to access it, and just in the beginning we did like that. We tried to lock session, not able for anything else, to interfere. So I have 5,891 updates. If I try to search for NuGet, I see that I don't have NuGet, so what I do, I'll just try to hit download again, just in case. So after waiting, download finished, and I have 5,911 updates. If if I search for Nougat, which failed before, I see that I have some Nougat and I guess something else downloaded as well. Well, I had this number at this point of time. Not sure if it's correct, so I will try to verify it. So I just prepared updater on stage. I filtered all Appframe updates, where group is F, and where ID is higher than 0. I do that because in the beginning of this one we don't have hotfixes yet, so that's why I'm interested only in those which are higher than 0, which with negative IDs it means that they are hotfixes. So I will do the hotfix download later. So basically these numbers match, so it's a good indication. It means that I got everything what I need. So I could just directly hit apply, but I'm thinking to remove something duplicates. So I know, for instance, that if I filter for PIMS web login, I will have quite many intentional bricks, because we have SQL before checks there, and checking, you know, just informing user that is login article, and you may have some and you might have some customizations on your login article, so you need to decide if you can just, you know, apply login article. So I know for myself that I can, so what I do, I'll just delete this SQL before statement. And also what else I can do, basically these are duplicates, right? So I am really not interested in them. I'm not sure if this will work, but maybe it is. So I'm deleting all those and just leaving that top one, because I don't need for same article to be applied 4 times. And now will try to prepare a script. I will add that script in the documentation, that you could remove some duplicate stuff from this query before applying updates. It should speed up our process. So wait a second. So I just prepared the query which returns all duplicates but not max versions. So how to do that? It's just one CTA, max versions, where group by version, taking max version, and group by namespace ID, type name. Basically this is unique name. No, this is actually unique name of a transaction. And then I select everything from deploy transactions except some types, and which does not exist in max versions. I guess it should be fairly simple. Another thing what I wanted to mention you is types. To check types, I have a view. This view is basically a hard-coded one. I can just select from it, and you see all types what we have on current solution. So I'm excluding third type, DB objects. I don't want to mess with that because there might be sequence stuff and so on. So I don't really want, you know, to troubleshoot those issues. So I'm just leaving them as it is. Also, type 12, it's data changes. It means that all data changes should not be removed because they are added manually and they're not basically versioned. It's just artificial version added. And type 13, it's object data change. In this solution I don't have them yet. So after updates it will appear in this list as well, but because I'm getting all updates, you know, from newer solutions, I might expect them as well. So there's another question about libraries. I guess for applications you could just simply remove libraries like I am doing now. I'm also removing duplicate libraries, but we have a thread that some libraries, system libraries, will be dependent on data changes. So after some data change, might experience that site will go down. But maybe it's a good thing. I will show you how to deal with updates when site is down. So I'll just gonna remove them as well. So what I'm doing now, I'm writing instead of select, I'm writing delete statement, and it should be it. Here you go. Something is wrong. Okay, maybe I didn't do it. Delete T. Syntax is wrong. I need to do it something like that. Yes. So F5, it's running, executing. Shouldn't take too long. Let's wait a bit. So it took whole 1 minute and a bit more. It deleted 1,500, almost 1,500 rows. So our transactions table number decreased. So this is stage and this is my test environment. So when I hit refresh, I see still quite many updates, but we don't have duplicates anymore. It should speed up things. So what do I do now? Well, I could go and maybe remove duplicates for procedures or something like that, but I'm not gonna do that. Basically, this approach of updating, I'm doing it the first time when removing duplicates. So let's just see what we get out of it. So what I can do, it's just to hit apply button. So let's do that. Apply. And one of the issues you may experience when applying updates, especially when we download it, I mean, we removed all duplicates. Our session locking in the beginning was not perfect, so you might get such things like update engine is already busy, and if you really know that it shouldn't be busy, you can always check it. Also, I can show you that it's not running. This query just gets all sessions which are running are logged by deploy. So in this case, I will just do kills session ID. I will provide those scripts in documentation, so you can have them as well to help you to troubleshoot. So I'm just killing it. Cannot use kill your own process. Maybe I need to do. And one of the issues you may experience when applying updates, especially when we download it, I mean, we removed all duplicates. Our session locking in the beginning was not perfect, so you might get such things like update engine is already busy, and if you really know that it shouldn't be busy, you can always check it. Also, I can show you that it's not running. This query just gets all sessions which are running are logged by deploy. So in this case, I will just do kills session ID. I will provide those scripts in documentation, so you can have them as well to help you to troubleshoot. So I'm just killing it. Cannot use kill your own process. Maybe I need to do. I'm not able to kill it, so maybe let's try releasing. I will add that as well. Basically how we do it, we take uplock for the PlayStation Live Updater, and then after doing something we release uplock, but this is, like I said, not perfect, and sometimes I mean, in deploy transaction, in all triggers there is those take uplock and release uplock functions, and sometimes it just takes uplock exclusively when it wanted just to check it. So that's why it's taken. So if I do it now, and check it now. Yeah, we see that our session is not running, so now we can continue with our update process. So I'm hitting apply, and now there is no errors, so let's just wait. So I just got some error, failed applying for updates something, so I'll just gonna filter for errors like I did before. I don't need that anymore. Let's filter for error, changing to use UTC, incorrect syntax, near keyword as copy article. Yeah, it's a comma, and I will just fix that comma thing on our side, that you won't get it anymore, but it's just I'm showing you this how you can easily just fix such errors like this. And I'm putting this into ready and pressing apply again, so let's wait. While running updates, I encountered such issue. Hey, it's the same findings article which we were not able to apply before. So it says that some template is missing, and I guess I know the reason. It's because we removed duplicates, so that template which is used in our findings could be how to say, just applied in the future. So we need to find out which that article, which template is it using. So for that I'm just going to open another solution, find findings. So for here it's, well, it's not this is not a standard thing we need to do. It's I guess only because we remove duplicates, but I guess we can try adding some hotfix for that one. But just for now we can do this edit, and we can check what it is using, and it's using FDevTools toolbar article. So it means that we need to add those templates in before this article. One they would be just to gather all templates and apply them prior, or we can just put this one on hold, because we know that in future later we will apply those templates. So just putting this on hold and applying later will solve the issue. Let's move on. While running updates, I encountered such issue. Hey, it's the same findings article which we were not able to apply before. So it says that some template is missing, and I guess I know the reason. It's because we removed duplicates, so that template which is used in our findings could be how to say, just applied in the future. So we need to find out which that article, which template is it using. So for that I'm just going to open another solution, find findings. So for here it's, well, it's not this is not a standard thing we need to do. It's I guess only because we remove duplicates, but I guess we can try adding some hotfix for that one. But just for now we can do this edit, and we can check what it is using, and it's using FDevTools toolbar article. So it means that we need to add those templates in before this article. One they would be just to gather all templates and apply them prior, or we can just put this one on hold, because we know that in future later we will apply those templates. So just putting this on hold and applying later will solve the issue. Let's move on. So just got the same thing with templates for another article. I guess, well, for articles we don't care about sequence, so it's really okay to put them on hold and decide what to do at the end of the update, so just putting this on hold and moving forward. I guess maybe we should add templates. We should add templates into this whitelist when removing duplicates. I already did in the background. I already did the same for SQL templates, because there were some errors with SQL templates, and in order for them to work okay, they need to be applied in a process. So that's why we can't, in this huge process, we can't just get rid of duplicate SQL templates. And also I will add the same for web templates, but I'm not sure regarding this. It's up to you to decide. But for future scripts, maybe for much less hassle, you can just skip them. So let's get further with updates. Error must be resolved before applying updates. Error SQL at conflicted with foreign key. Didn't I do that? Do we have an error? No, we don't. Not sure what happened. Maybe some SQL after statement or something. Last error. Skipping updates. So okay, something happened. I'm not sure. In such cases, if you're not sure, just go ahead and move forward. At some point, your updater just might stop unexpectedly. You see there's some error, I mean their number got lower, but no error, no nothing. It might mean that we just applied Sstp deploy apply procedure. Basically this procedure is used when applying updates. So when running it manually, it tries to change itself, and changing itself automatically produces in just stopping with no notice. So in such cases, if we just stopped, I assume we can just press apply again and move further. And let's wait for other things to appear. We just got one intentional error, which was produced by us. We use them to provide message for a user. This one, it says check SQL before tab, consider deleting data log table rows before this, or just skip this update. So this index is needed for some web performance stuff, and if we want to create non-clustered index, it might run for half a day or even more. It depends on how much rows there's in your data log table. So you need to decide. You can just remove that one. I mean, remove it from here and just go on it, or you can firstly delete all system data log table, and then this will take just seconds. I don't care for myself. I don't care for this solution. I don't care about data log. It might depend on a customer. So I will just go and delete it. It's okay to have it here. F5. It should take not sure how much. Yeah, so this new adaptive already produced 100,000 plus updates logs. So maybe it would have been a bit much quicker than intended, but still, I'll just remove that one. We'll set to ready and just move forward. So now let's wait. So now we have one intentional error, by the way. Yeah, we can't create full text catalogs, and we have some updates to create them. So let's move to our error and see what we have here. Basically, we have some description here saying that please run this manually. Updater can do such changes. Basically, yeah, we can't create full text catalogs in updater. All our updater transactions runs inside the closed transaction, so this stuff doesn't work that way. So what I will do, this first part is needed just to setting session to mark update as external, just to trick our DDL trigger that session is running. Okay, so I just copy this one, go to new query. Okay, I'll just run this one. Wait for a few moments. Yeah, it's finished. Now I will set this as applied and just move on. I guess I will get more of them as I remember those full text catalogs. We did some performance improvements. So let's wait for a bit. So after waiting for a while, we also have this full text index stuff, another full text index. So please run this manually and just put this status to 1. Okay, so we can do after applying directly in SQL, just put status to 0. Actually, yeah, so it doesn't matter. It will be put on 1 as applied or to 0, because all code here just have if statements, and basically idea is that nothing will be applied. So after running this one, we can either put it to 0 or to 1. It's just a matter who will set it to 1. If we set it to 1, it's updater will skip it. If we set it to 0, updater will check everything and still skip it. Not skip it, but will set it as applied. But actually it won't do any changes. So this is done. I will use applied, and I'm moving forward. Next updates. And yeah, now my site is down. This might happen because, as I said to you before, this can happen because we removed duplicates, and there could be some related changes and so on. So yeah, what to do? Well, first thing is we can try reloading just to see what happens. Maybe after reloading it, it will be good. Nope. Okay, so we have some nasty errors. I will try to reinitialize. Some article body failed. It's reloading up domain now. Yeah, it seems it's completely down, but that's okay. We can always move, move forward with updater in SQL, because it's good that it's SQL based. So what we need here, I guess we will need to write some queries like select everything from stable deploy transactions, right? By the way, it could be that I'm not sure if it's not still running. It could be that site is down but procedure is still running. But most likely when site went down, it sent a signal to SQL server and said, hey, we are down. So okay, so I'll just check some transactions where status equals 2. Status equals 2, right? Sorry, my Lithuanian keyboard. So we have some error. It says, by the way, it stopped on this error. Actually, it was already going down. We just didn't notice that. So what I need to do is just to update this one to 1, right? So I can write query as something like as this. Update t, right, from stbl as t. So we want to set t status equals 1. It actually did not save my last action which I was doing, so I'll just do like this. Okay, so I'm just updating status as this. Some errors because I don't know SQL maybe. Okay, still okay. What might be wrong? Update it is that yeah, my SQL is really in the best shape. Okay, so I did that. So what we are going to do, we are going to invoke this Sstp deploy apply procedure manually. It's easy to remember. Of course, we don't want to make typos. And just hitting F5, and we can do waiting here as well. To check some status, I would say that it's not recommended. Of course, it's not nice just to look into blank window when some executing happens. What we can do is to do a query in a new window. Select count everything. Of course, it's better to be STB, or we should add no lock statement. We don't want to lock that table accidentally. Where status, let's make it proper names. So sorry, 0. So we have such query, and basically this should provide us, is it running or not. Actually it stopped running because he'd got some. Okay, so it's also article failed applying update from PIMS Web OS scheduler version 9. Insert statement conflicted. So this is template issue. If I haven't removed duplicates with templates, I wouldn't got those. So what we can do is just take that one and just put it on hold, like we did with all other articles. Okay, so hop, we're good to go. We're still going. So this is our status checker, right? We have 989, 974, 965, and so on. So I will just fast forward now. After running a while, I got some errors. Actually, how much it completed? 745, 435. So we have really not many left. Hey, it's actually these templates again. So I guess if you don't want to get those, you just need not to skip templates from Updater. So yeah, I'm just putting this on hold just in case we did quite a progress. Maybe we have this up and running. Just let's wait. Nope, it's still the same. Okay, anyway, it's not a big deal. I guess it's because there was a lot of assemblies at the end of a release, at the end of all updates, so it could be that some sequence problem really messed up them. And so, after running a while, everything seems to be completed. So let's just check our app. Is everything okay? Maybe I should just remove all this statement, and I assume it should be fine now. So just let's wait for site to recycle. So waiting, it takes time. While we are waiting, I just I'm updating documentation as well. So if we can see this article, I am adding all scripts which we need. So basically this is HTTP module which we talked about. By the way, we didn't haven't talked about this thing because we removed duplicates in one SQL before statement. We had checked for compatibility level, and if our compatibility level would be lower than 110, it would throw an error that you cannot go further, and you need to increase compatibility level. It means that you might need to hire a SQL server version. So in my case, we can do it now. Let's check. Site is reloading, still reloading, so we can still do some stuff. And yeah, so we are checking our compatibility level. It's 100, so it's not enough. So let's just alter this database. This database name we'll just do like this. Copy paste works always the best. And I'm using highest compatibility level what I can to set, because I think to have newer database it's always the best option, but it might not be a case for you. But mean version is 110, which is something like SQL Server 2014, I guess. So let's check it out. This is our documentation. One thing is not yet fixed here. We have added SQL templates in this statement. We have added status 0 that we are removing duplicates only from deploy transactions. I mean downloaded ones, and also we might add article templates, not remove the duplicates for article templates, as we saw that. Oh, it's working. Okay, Apidb Updater, let's move to that one. Oh yeah, this article looks much better. So as you remember, we have some articles which are set to on hold. So one thing is yeah, all our articles. So I guess I hope that we have all templates in place. So what we are just going to do, we're just setting everything to ready, scheduler ready, assemblies ready, search ready, articles. This is already database objects. Let's check with that one later, and also this one let's check with that later as well. So we put them like there. So let's hit maybe I'll just reload this one. So we have 500 apply. We'll hit apply all, and I hope they won't fail, because I hope that all templates are published and all templates have been applied. So let's just wait. Yep, everything seems to be fine. So now what we have here, so we have on hold already deployed. They cannot update that object version when it's already deployed. Really strange error, I guess. We put them on hold, but we can always just check. I guess I fixed that issue, but just let's be, yeah. So we have 35 version applied. This one is 36, so we need that. Let's put it that ready. Let's check another one, module versions itrig. Version 5 is waiting. Let's check it what we have under applied. Oh, actually we don't have anything applied with such a name, so let's just remove on hold to ready and just hit apply once more. And I hope now it will be okay. Yep, so everything is now. Our data would be finished. Just if you see, we still have some errors. Sorry, not errors. I used to say that. We have still some hotfixes to download, because our updater was updated, and now we have hotfixes as well. So I could choose now one by one, but I will just download everything. So after downloading hotfixes, let's just wait for them. Yeah, we did that. So I just downloaded hotfixes. So many of them. Okay, so I'll just hit apply button, and now we'll just wait for them to complete. First error, it's trying to delete some my template. Actually, I'm gonna remove it from the source as well, so that you won't get it. But what it says, this is delete statement. Basically it's cleanup statement that we're trying to get rid of some old stuff. but actually no, it's there is some article which is using this template, so this needs to be done. There's some article which uses this template, so I'm not gonna fix that now. I guess fix is quite easy. I just need to find all the articles. So for that, I would go to site setup. Right, I would take this template. If I go to templates, Modestas, this is mine template. Actually, don't have any articles. So strange. So if I do just this, oh, it allowed me to delete, but it did not allow it to do it from this one. Anyway, let's put it on like this and just move on. Yeah, there might be some circumstances with those cleanup scripts. For now, I'm just setting them on hold and leaving for you. It's up to you to decide. It's not necessary that we need to delete them, but it's like recommended approach. Well, and I guess there are many of them on hold. Actually, what can I do? Not to, I can filter all object changes. There's 45 of them, and it says to delete some API general. Well, we had some. This thing was working like that before, that if some code module or whatever did not had any namespace, so website CMS or website CMS namespace would be assigned automatically. So that's why we have so many of them. So for now, I don't really want to deal with them, so I'll just select them all and we'll skip them. It's up to you to decide if you want to clean up your solution or not. So I'll just put it on skip. Okay, update. Yeah, I just got rid of them, so now I just have 7 updates and I'm just hitting apply all. And that's it. Our update is completed. So to sum up what we have here, if I go to namespaces, we have all main namespaces updated already. They're updated from stage. If you need some product updates or you would like to download some other namespaces like mobile QA or so on, you can always go here and choose what you need to download. This you will get out of the box, so just pick it up, add and download and apply. So that's all. If you have additional site and your main site it's not Beams Web, and you would like to get those front-end site scripts from the updates, you could go to site mappings and just map namespace to a specific site. Main website sites, I mean main namespaces for site items are website CMS. So for instance, I'm not sure, there's some site called PIMS, I'm just assigning to PIMS. There might be something from DB tools, I'm assigning to PIMS. Also, it's important to get deploy, all deploy things coming from there. And moreover, it could be also we have DB tools, deploy, website CMS. Also there might be, well, really not sure, something from Appframe maybe. So yeah, but those are main ones, and you should get them to update your other sites if you want to. So now it's completed. If I want to deploy further, I just click deploy all, or just I can use specific namespaces to deploy or to generate if I'm doing any updates. And also you should check documentation site, what needs to be done prior starting everything to do. So main thing is PIMS Web host name. If it wasn't main site, it should become main site, or you should not forget to update it. Also, namespaces. Namespaces are not stored in database namespaces, not in database namespace, but now it's stable deploy namespaces, so you might need to add some namespaces if you're doing any development, or of course if you will use namespace tool, add external namespace, then you will be able to, this namespace will be added. If you have some namespaces where you just do your local development or something else, you should add local namespace and create appropriate names. So this needs to be done prior starting everything. Yes, so we did that. Also, we increased the compatibility level. It's basically not a breaking change. It depends on what SQL server you have. There might be issues in some views. Actually, some products had needed to change them to be more performance friendly. Also, what I did, I just first time I tried out removing duplicates. Well, it worked out actually for me. Just it's your choice. Do you want to add here site setup templates or not? For now, we are not getting rid of database objects, data changes, object changes, and SQL templates, because these are quite crucial because of the sequence. So that's why we are leaving them. So you can, this is optional. You can use it or not. I'm not sure if you get more issues than I did or not. Yes, if you got some session locking problems, just go here. If you just start with Updater v3, main issues might appear with this one. So you can get your session by this statement, and you can use kill command, but as we saw in our video, it's not always working, so you can just use release app lock and it should release it. After that, not sure at what point it updated. If session is locked, you can check this table, and if this table is present and there's some data, you can see, you can, if you delete it, this lock should disappear. Also, this might be also useful. So that's it for Updater v4. What's about other updates? By the way, all issues what I got, I tried to fix it for you, and I can't guarantee that you won't get any other issues, because sometimes each solution is quite unique. Now I just use some backup from PIMS dev, some older backup, so I got there one type of issues. You might expect another one, but I guess you will be successful and you will fix them all. What about migrating from version 2 to version 3, and also about version 2? I just added some notes here at the beginning about Updater version 2. And while doing this video, with our colleagues, we encountered issue about TLS support. Basically, in some old solutions we have some still old assemblies which do not support TLS, and basically we are getting in such situation that old solutions are not able to download Updater v2 updates. So for that one issue was that we can try to update sysdatabase apply updates min project, which is responsible for downloading updates, downloading update list, and basically for my solution it worked well, but like I said, while doing this video, we encountered that there are customers with far older ones, and for them we found out that task service is pretty capable of doing updates, so we just add this checkbox auto update, and it worked well. It downloaded all updates, all update lists, and started updating it. So a guy just needed, to check those updates in SQL Management Studio, like we did did in the video as well. So that's it. Before we begin, we also did all those steps. Uh, I just added some additional that Updater v3 uses this table. For Updater v2 we didn't need it too much to interfere with SQL Management Studio. Everything was pretty well done with UI. Updating pimp my site. Sometimes it might be tricky and may produce some issues, but if you do like I did, just pimp my site and this procedure, so everything should be fine. So thanks for watching. I hope you will upgrade all your solution to latest, safest, greatest Appframe, and I hope you will use all product updates as well. So thanks for watching. Have a nice day.